Hi guys. I know I look pretty bad right now and feel kind of bad right now, but I haven't done a video blog in a while since the karaoke videos, if you even count those. So I thought I'd better do another one, especially since I'm pretty upset right now. So as you guys are probably aware, since I post about it on the Facebook all the time and stuff, I have been a fan of novel-style role-playing, which, for the uninitiated, is role-playing where you basically co-write a book with other people or one other person, and you have your characters and they have their characters, and you write what each of your characters does, you know, anywhere from a line to 3 or 4 pages, depending on the situation and how creative you are and whatnot. I am a fan of quality over quantity, so my length changes a bit, but I guess the typical one for novel style is probably 1 to 3 paragraphs. And I really like it because it's writing, it's creative writing, but it's also getting input from other people, so it's fun. And I do treat it as a writing exercise as well. I actually try to make my posts sound good. I don't just, crap out something and then. And unfortunately, a lot of roleplay partners I've tried in the past are not, they're a lot more cavalier about it, and they don't bother trying to write well. So it's really hard for me to find partners whose writing I like, let alone who I get along well with. I started role-playing almost maybe 15 years ago or so, when I was pretty young. I started role-playing mostly just with this one girl named Angel, who was about 5 or 7, something like that, years older than me, who already had a husband and a kid and everything, but she was kind of a difficult person to get along with, but we wrote our stories together, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, many different genres, many different characters, and I grew to love and respect her quite a lot. I actually moved in with her for about half a year before I moved back. Hi. I'm trying to record a video.
Sorry. I'm going upstairs anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're done.
Yep.
Don't hurry.
Anyway. Yeah, so she was a good writer, and she was very, very, creative. She wrote some genius posts, and I was always in awe of how her characters could just kind of do amazing things. And the only issues I had with her writing is that she was very morbid and would kill her characters off with alarming frequency, and that always depressed the heck out of me, so I'd always beg her not to do it, and sometimes she'd listen, sometimes she'd kill him anyway. But anyway, and we did a lot of writing together. But then, of course, in 2009, she died very suddenly when I was out of town at Anime Expo. I came back and she was dead. And, well, that ended that relationship, needless to say. And since then, I've been looking for other RP partners, and I've had a few that I had some success with, but a lot of them, well, like I said, I have trouble finding roleplay partners who are as invested in writing as best they can as I am. Unfortunately, a lot of role players, what they lack, well, they have enthusiasm, but they don't know how to write very well. And on top of that, they usually are pretty bad about taking any form of criticism. And I will work with a roleplay partner who isn't the best as long as they're, trying to improve themselves, but unfortunately a lot of people just don't care, and they get very bitchy when you say, I can't even read your post, I have no idea what's going on, you have all this random crap going on. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But I did find a couple of partners, but most of them just ended up too busy to play. I'm still friends with some of them, but, you know, I've pretty much given up on trying to get them to roleplay because, for instance, one of them, I was actually going to move in with her in Oregon, but then I didn't have the money to move. But she just lost her muse, and I can't really ever get her to stick to a story. And I understand what it's like to lose enthusiasm, but it's also very frustrating when I'm got all these ideas and everything, and she's like, I don't feel like writing. And unfortunately, I run into that a lot. Anyway, the reason I'm upset is that about half a year ago, someone contacted me on LiveJournal after reading one of my posts on a community called RP_me, where you basically just say, like, hey, this is my name, this is my, you know, this is my time zone, these are the fandoms I'm interested in, and hit me up if you want to roleplay. And I don't really do fandom RPs, which is when you do it, like, based off a game or a video or anime or whatever. I prefer original, but I've been more willing of late to try fandom as long as I can get a good roleplay partner out of it. So anyway, this person contacted me, and we decided to try a Skyrim-based RP with original characters who actually weren't even related to the Dovahkiin or anything like that. Just characters in the world of Skyrim. And at first I was kind of not too into her writing. She was from Germany, and her writing was good, but, like, I don't know, she just had a lot of commas in them. But then, you know, I started liking it more, kind of like, you know, you read a book, and sometimes you don't really like the author's method of writing, but the more you read, the more you get into it, especially since, you know, she liked a lot of the same kind of stuff as me, and so on. And we actually, we would talk a lot, too, outside of the roleplay, and we would fight fairly often because we're both very blunt people, and she felt very differently than me on a few issues. And it got to the point where we were fighting a lot, but at the same time I had completely fallen head over heels for her writing, and I liked her characters and I wanted to see more of them. And we had actually gone so far as to start filming some Let's Plays together of Terraria, because we were considering doing this. Well, I was considering and kind of forcing her into this possible side project where, you know, we're just two girls gaming, and she wanted to be a robot or something, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll be a dark fairy or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, and so we filmed some Terraria Let's Plays, and it was just, she was really, like, her accent was really cute, and I thought we had this really good synergy in the videos, and I thought it would go far. She was also very good at drawing, pretty, like, you know, cartoony style. Not cartoony, but, like, comic book style. And I mean comic book, not manga, because her characters were more masculine than the typical anime, which I'm more and more inclined to. I'm pretty much over my anime phase. I just don't really like the animation anymore, and all the animes are kind of starting to look the same to me. Anyway, so she was a good artist, and she actually drew our characters a couple of times, which was pretty awesome. My first partner, Angel, the one that I had for 10 years or something, she was an artist as well. She was a little more, she was cartoony, but she was really good at it. I mean, it's what she did professionally, so the few times she did draw our characters were, like, amazing. I was like, oh, this is so awesome, because, I mean, I draw too, but, you know, well, we won't get into that. We won't get into my own issues with my drawing, but it just means a lot when someone draws our characters, because it's like, not only are they role-playing, you know, giving me their writing, but they're giving me this other creative side of them, and especially if they can draw well, then it's super amazing, because it's like fan art of our story. And if you don't roleplay, it probably doesn't mean anything to you, but anyway, so we were fighting, like, you know, when we would talk about other stuff, but otherwise I thought we got along really well. And then she started art school, which she had warned me about months ago, and she said, when art school starts, I'm going to be super busy, and I was like, okay. And apparently by super busy, she meant she would disappear entirely. She just suddenly stopped logging online, and she never gave me a phone number or anything, so I had no other way to contact her. So I was left not knowing if she was actually busy or if she was avoiding me, and being the kind of person I am, I naturally wanted to think that she was avoiding me, but similar situations have happened in the past where I did assume that the person was avoiding me, and then it turns out they were just busy, and then they got mad that I assumed that they were avoiding me. So I was trying not to do that. But today it showed her online finally, after I had added her name to another AIM name of mine. And so I contacted her, and she was friendly when I contacted her, and then I said who I was, and she said, "Oh, can't take a hint, can ya?" So, turns out she was avoiding me, and it would have been really nice if she had, told me, because, believe it or not, I'm not psychic, and like I said, when I do assume the worst possible outcome, sometimes it doesn't come true, and people get mad at me for assuming the worst possible outcome. But anyway, so yeah, it turns out she was avoiding me, and, I tried really hard to be civil about it. I was like, "Oh, okay, I understand, have a good life, blah, blah, blah." But inside the whole time, I'm going, "You fucking bitch." And I know it's not PC, and it's not nice, and if she ever watches this video, I'm gonna get a whole lot of hate mail from her, but honestly, I think it's an extremely shitty thing to just decide, oh, I don't want to talk to this person anymore, and two, just never talk to them without telling them that's what you're doing. Because, the difference between online friends and real life friends is that generally with your real life friends you have a phone number, you probably know where they live, so if they drop off the face of the earth you can at least talk to them or talk to their parents or whatever and find out what happened. But with online friends, when they just disappear, you have no way of knowing what happened unless they themselves or someone they know goes out of the way to tell you. I mean, the only way I knew that Angel died is because I had her phone number, I called it, and her husband answered and told me that she died. Otherwise, to this day, I'd probably still have no idea that she died. And there's a lot of other friends I've had in the past online that I have no idea what happened to them, because they just flat out disappeared. And it is something that definitely leaves a hole in you, because, you don't know what happened, and you don't know if you drove them off, or if they died, or if life circumstances took them away, or whatever. So, I mean, I'm not an angel, because I definitely have had situations where I tried to roleplay with someone and they were not satisfactory, and I wasn't brave enough to tell them, this isn't working out, mostly because whenever I do say this isn't working out, they usually flip out and call me a bitch and, whatever. And it's like I'm trying to avoid hurting them, but at the same time, it's just as, if not more, hurtful to leave them hanging. So, the shoe's on the other foot now, and I can tell you, it's an extremely shitty feeling to be wondering for over a month if someone's avoiding you, if they're just busy, and find out, yeah, they were avoiding you. I'm not really surprised exactly, because like I said, we did fight, but it really would have been nice to know. And Saren, if you watch this, I wish you all the luck in the world to finding your perfect match that has exactly the personality you want, has exactly the kind of writing skill that you want, and knows exactly how to handle your temperament. Because I am not a saint, and I admit that we fought a lot, and I thought that we got along pretty well apart from that, but I realize now that that was a naive assumption of mine, and I am sorry that I didn't psychically know that you were actually avoiding me instead of just, being busy. And wish you all the luck in the world, and if you die, I won't be too sad. Sorry. Right now, that's my feeling. But, I hope you don't. But if you do, couldn't have happened to a better, what is the question? Couldn't have happened to a better person. That's it.